Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the online class. So, in previous class, we people have learned a meaning of the economy. Yes, the introduction part of economy we have learned. Along with that, economy has many features. Okay, among many features, we completed 6 features. And RBI, what is the expand form of RBI, ACBI, IMF, WTO, SARC, and ADB. Along with that, how many types are there in economies? Yes, and in that types of economy, we have already completed the capitalist economy. So today in this session, part number 2 of the meaning and the types of economy, let us learn the second type of economy and the third type of economy. Yes, so without wasting a time, let us move for the socialist economy and mixed economy. Yes, see, when productive resources are owned and controlled by the government to promote the overall interest of the society, it is called a socialist society. So put the underline. Let me read which line you people have to underline. That one I am going to repeat it. The meaning of the socialist economy. Yes, so put it down, underline. When productive sources are owned and controlled by the government. Okay, when the productive resources were owned and controlled by the government, that also to promote the overall interest of the society, to promote them overall interest of the society, that only are called socialist economy. Here the name only tells us the meaning of the socialist economy. Yes, social means the overall interest of the society. Understood? Socialist means our surrounding society. Understood? See, in have you underlined it up to? It is called a socialist system. Yes. Next, in this system, a central planning agency plans and regulates various economic activities in the interest of all. The socialist economy has the following features. Yes. So you learned meaning of the socialist economy. Let us know the features of the socialist economy. Yes, there were 5 features. Among them, the first one is collective ownership of means of production and wealth. Listen carefully. Collective ownership of means of production and wealth. Yes, in a socialist economy, the government owns the means of production on behalf of the people. All wealth is collectively owned. Here in socialist economy, the government owns the production. Yes, the government only product the productions, and as well as government only product the wealth, and it also called it as a wealth is a collective owned. Yes, by the government. Understood? Here in socialist economy, the government owns the means of production, and that also on behalf of the people. Okay, government produce the own product on behalf of the people, and also that government also owned the wealth of the collective. Means here government does the work of the people. Okay, here government took a own of the means of production. Understood? Government owns the means of production on behalf of people. Instead of doing a work of people, government only own the product here. Yes. Next one, social welfare objective. Yes, the government acts on behalf of all people. Here government ruled on behalf of the people. Here people will not come. How in the capitalist economy we have learned, in that capitalist economy the consumers are very important there. Okay. Yes. Next, in socialist economy, the government rules the society instead of people. Yes. Next, the government acts on behalf of all people to maximize their welfare. So here government used to produce the products on behalf of the people, and it maximize the welfare of the people. Yes, maximize means maximize. You know the meaning of maximize? Yes, I know that you know the meaning. Yes, I hope so also. Yes. Next, government decides about the type and levels of output and the distribution of the same, keeping in view the broader social welfare of the people. Here, government only produce the product according to the types and levels of the output of the, and along with that how to distribute. Okay, and along with that the distribution of the same, and keeping in view the border of the people. Okay, here government used to do all the work. Yes, instead of people, government only used to produce the products. Yes, that also decide the government decides that what people used to want. Yes, what people needs, the needed of the common people. Yes, and how to distribute in the between the people. Yes, and the types and levels of output and the distribution of the same thing, these all the three manners, types, levels, and output of the people, these all the three things, while keeping in mind only government produce the products. Okay. Next, central planning. Identification of national priorities and allocation of resources to meet them is done through economic planning. For this purpose, a central planning authority is created which keeps the national priority and availability of resources in mind and allocates resources. All economic decisions regarding production, consumption, and investments are made by the government keeping in mind the present and the future needs. Market and prices have little role to play in the socialist economy. See here, central planning. Okay, before producing the product, what they used to think means government what it decides means what type of what type of goods and services people needs at present, what kind of goods they need, and in future what kind of goods and services people's need. Okay, so keeping these all the things, government used to plan. Yes, according to the present and futures, keeping these future and present of the needful things of the common people, government used to plan. Okay, according to that plan, according to keeping the plans of the future and the present, and investment along with the consumers, consumption, investment, and regarding the production. Yes, what type of production they have to do and how it will product means what type of production they have to disclose, and investment, how much they will need to invest. Yes, how much they will get uh, profit, and the market. Yes, which market if that thing goes, and they will get a maximum price for that product, and along with that what kind of product means the quality of the product also they used to see here, whether the people will accept it or not, they will also that also they used to think, and the consumption, production, and investment, whether they have to do a investment or not. Okay, so and these all the plannings will made by the government, that also keeping the people's needful things in a present days or either in a future days. Yes. Next, and also market and the prices are very important role in central planning. Okay, before produce the product in front of the people, they used to prepare mentally, they used to prepare Okay, and along with that they need to do a planning, a well planned they have to made, they need to made here. Okay, they need to make here. Understood? Next, reduction in inequalities. Yes, do you know what is reduction? After getting this video, write the meaning of reduction. Understood? Next, reduction, write the meaning of reduction, priority, and along with that write the meaning of consumption also. Yes, you know investment. Okay, if you don't know, then write meaning of that word also. Understood? Next goes reduction in inequality, non-existence of private property and accumulation reduces economic inequality in a socialistic economy. Yes, what it does, non-existence of private property. Understood? Non-existence of the private property, and along with that accumulation reduces the economic inequality. Yes. Next, fifth one, no class conflict. No class conflict. Yes, here class means not your 8th standard and 7th and 6th standard. Here the class means a different meaning it will give. Understood? Class means it gives vargagalu, varnagalu, different kinds of peoples. In this way it gives a meaning. Understood? But here the no class conflict means all are co-workers here. Okay, while doing a work there is no barrier between a lower class people, upper class people. Okay, and he belongs to that caste, he belongs to this caste, and religion, caste system, these all are not working while doing a work. Okay, that also in socialistic society. Yes, so now I hope that you understood about no class conflict means no class means jati mata dharmagalu. Yes, there is no barrier about the caste system, religion system, religious system. Yes. Next, all are co-workers in socialistic society and there is only the working class, hence there is no class conflict. If you people are working under the one institute only, then you all are belongs to the same class. Understood? You all are belongs to the working class only. Yes, there is whether you people belongs to different religion, different caste you people used to belongs, but when you people are working under the institute or under the production or under the any factory and all the things, etc., etc., whether doctor, it may be they were doctors, they were engineers, whatever they used to do. But when those people are working at that time, they will call as a co-workers. Yes, so when they used to work, there is no differentiation, a barrier means barrier between the caste and religion systems. Yes, so when they used to work under the one institute, yes, at that time they call as a co-workers or the working class only they used to call. Understood? So in socialist economy there is no class conflict. Understood? There is no differentiation between the peoples. Yes, here all are equal. So all are used to call as the working class, either the co-workers of the socialistic society. Yes. Next, socialism, which was a prominent idealism after the Second World War, embraced by countries like Russia, China and many Eastern European countries, but the wave of liberalism since the 1990s has made almost all these countries to allow private sector to participate extensively in economic activities. Yes, I hope you understood about the socialist economy. Yes, see the differentiation between the capitalist economy and the socialist economy. In capitalist economy, the consumer is rolled main play, and in socialist economy, the government instead of people, government only roll the play here. Yes. Now the third type of economy, that is mixed economy. See, put the underline. I will tell you the definition of the mixed economy. Okay, now not now, let me tell that also when you have to put the underline. Yes, let us read first the paragraph. Okay, a mixed economy combines the a mixed economy combines the good features of both capitalism and socialism. Yes, understood. The mixed economy means it's a features. It belongs to the features of the socialist economy along with the capitalism economy also. Yes. Next, it has a combination of elements of both free enterprises or capitalist economy as well as government controlled socialist economy. In this mixed economy, we we people used to learn the both elements of the both features of the capitalist economy and as well as government controlled socialist economy also. Yes. Next, it is defined as an economic system where the public and the private sectors coexist. Yes, the features of a mixed economy are as follows. So before going that features, let me tell you to underline the whole sentence. Right, take a pencil and put the underline. Mixed economy. Yes, from there to a mixed economy combines the good features of both capitalism and socialism. Yes, and it has a combination of elements of both free enterprises or capitalist economy as well as government controlled socialist economy. So this only called mixed economy. Understood? Next, the feature of the mixed economy is coexistence of public and private sectors. Coexistence of public and private sectors. See, the private enterprises that owns production units and works with profit motivation exists along with the production units owned by the government which work with welfare objective. Yes, the economic activities are generally demarcated. Government adopts the planning mechanism to direct the utilization of the resources of the economy for overall development. It also regulates the activities of the private sector through various policies such as licensing policy, taxation policy, price policy. Yes. Next, monetary policy and fiscal and fiscal policy. Understood? See, when you people are going to learn about the mixed economy, you will get the combination of the elements of socialist and along with capitalist economy. Means here how much the consumers are important. In the same way, the government also gets important here. Yes, in socialist, you know that government, instead of working people, government used to produce the production. Yes, they used to produce the products. But in capitalism, producers used to product, yes, goods and services, but the consumers will buy it from the producers. Yes. So here what will happen? Coexistence of the public and private sectors. Here government will also work and along with the people will also work here. Yes. Next, individual freedom.